Blackburn
Enterprises.
Thank you for coming to our channel. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. Back with a new series recap. I'm JB.
I'm Ken.
And today we're going to be recapping.
I was going to say Will Smith. It's not called Will Smith.
Yes.
It's called
we're
Bel-Air.
Yes, we're recapping of Will Smith.
Bel-Air season 2.
Jeez,
episode 1.
Yes. Bel-Air season 2.
Because I just seen him.
Episode 1. Jeez Louise, where did your head go?
Oh my goodness.
All right, so starting at the very beginning, so it's picking up right where last season left out. You know what I'm saying? It was a big fight because Will's father. They lied to him about his father.
Yeah.
And Will didn't Lou.
Lou, I knew it was somebody else.
And even though Lou ended up being a big, huge disappointment,
yes.
but an excellent performance though by Marlon Wayans. Will was really upset about that. He was upset that everybody was kind of in on it and kind of controlling the situation where he pretty much got lied to. So he pretty much decided to dip out. And so this kind of picks up right where they left out. At this point, he's been moved out for 2 weeks. He's staying with Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're paying attention, you notice he's like doing stuff for money. He's like being very generous with his money. And so you find out that he's basically going back to his Philly ways. And he's hustling for money, by playing basketball. So what you think
street
about
ball?
Basketball, street ball, whatever. What did you think about that?
It's a dangerous game because that's what got him in trouble and got him sent to Bel-Air in the first place. So he got to be careful with who he's playing with. You gambling basically, so that's always shaky.
Yeah, and the thing is, you just never know.
No.
But he has a plan though. I can't say that though. He has a plan. He figures that if he continues to grow his popularity as far as him being able to play, if it continues to grow, that the information will get to this scout/talent agent, so to speak, that has been able to put people in situations where they're able to get on at D1 schools and sometimes even in the pros. So what do you think about this plan that it has?
Everything comes with a price. So that's another thing. You gotta watch. I mean, I know that people do scout you out from your school and things like that, and that's a little different because, of course, you got to sign a contract and that. But I feel like when you're doing street ball and you're trying to get scouted that way, there's more than what you think you might have signed up for.
I mean, I guess you just
never know who's crooked because it's all about the dollar. So you just gotta be careful with that.
All right. Speaking of never knowing, you never knew what was going to happen between Will and Lisa in this particular episode because I guess you kind of had a thought that they would patch things up and what have you. Because at the very beginning, they talk to each other and Will wants to.
Well, I think she was kind of avoiding him at the beginning of the show. She was like,
yeah, but at the very beginning they end up talking.
Oh,
remember they was in school and he was talking. He was like, I don't like how things are between us.
And then he had to go or something.
So let's chop it up later on, so we can figure out what's what.
Yeah.
And that's going by her body language and what she was saying, because she necessarily didn't say a lot of words, but she has kind of been waiting for him to do that.
Come to her. Yeah.
And but it does seem like, I think, and I might have been why you was kind of confused, because it did seem like it was a couple of times where she was trying to
get to him.
She was trying to come to him to talk.
Yeah,
he was busy or he was talking.
It was never the right time.
Right, and so they finally got the opportunity later on at Ashley's party, which we'll get to later, and
it didn't go smoothly.
Yeah, it did not. He pretty much said that. Long story short, he says that he wants to remain friends
for right now.
So, what did you think about that? Or
he said if it's meant to be, it'll be, which is my moniker. I feel like that's always the thing with anything, business, jobs, relationships. Something's meant to be is gonna happen regardless. But you also have to put effort into it as well, and I think he's not quite ready for the effort.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's that. But if you're on the receiving end for that one, you don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear that.
I mean, it's a true statement, but you don't want to hear that. Yeah. Two, I don't even think it's necessarily him being ready, but the whole idea that he has to. His dad doesn't like him in any shape, form, or fashion, and having to deal with that in every step. Every time.
That's what she was saying though. Like he had. Remember at first she was saying he had a lot going on, and that's why she had been kind of backed off for anyway. because of the drama with his family and stuff.
Yeah, but I think she got over. I don't think that was a big deal though. I think the deal breaker was when she found out that he lied about his past.
Of course.
That was that was the quote unquote deal breaker. But having a lot going on, I don't think that was really that big of a deal or that big of a situation. But I think for him, dealing with her father and dealing
with his father,
right, and all of that stuff, I think
there's a lot of drama.
Right, and I don't think he really wants to deal with it.
Right.
Speaking of drama, or actually less drama, we get into Carlton, and Carlton looks like he's back.
He's thriving.
Look like he's back to being himself. You know, like we get to see the type of smart and intelligent person that he is. Mm-hmm. We get to see, why he, is one of those people that's always probably gonna be at the top of his class. So what do you think about, them showcasing that, showing what type of person Carlton is, and he's seeming like he's gonna be back, to being same old Carlton?
I like it because in season 1 we really didn't care too much for Carlton too much. He was just a butt and a bottom, however you want to say it on here. They did not. We didn't care for him too much in season 1. So in season 2, he's more likable. He's more approachable. He's more charismatic, and looks like he said, Will has helped him come out of his shell and be who he needs to be. So,
yeah. So Will is definitely that, almost like Jiminy Cricket type person. He's gonna keep pushing you, keep nudging you to do certain things. Another again showcasing his smart as a part where Carlton is actually talking to his dad, and he's talking to him about avoiding Will, and and I remember him doing that last season, I believe, and I think when his dad was running for office and just suggesting things, and again that shows Carlton and his leadership skills and the intelligence that he has. So I like that they were able to show his maturity in that way.
Yeah. I agree.
So let's go ahead and move on to Hillary, and at this point, she's managing the
house.
The new house, the creator house. And she got the person, got him dismissed or got him, got him thrown out because he pretty much was on shice.
Yeah.
And so she's pretty much gonna be the manager, and she's in business with Carucci.
Yeah.
And I forgot her name in this, but looks like they have a partnership. But it looks like, I don't know.
Carucci got her own agenda going on.
Yeah,
She's selling this alkaline water or some kind of.
I don't think it's water. I believe it's wine. What made you think
it? Serious?
What made you think there was water?
I thought she said something about.
I don't think she said anything about no water. If you look at the packaging,
but it's just it's green, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that y'all comment down below.
What is she saying?
I'm pretty sure it's wine or some type of alcoholic beverage. I do not think in any shape, form, or fashion that it's a type of water.
I thought it was like I don't know.
Nevertheless,
whatever. Yeah.
She seems to be a person that's about her business. She's about promoting or whatever. I don't have a problem or issue with that.
But she's like, Hillary was telling Jazz that she's like kind of taking over, and she's always talking about. I thought she said water, but she's always talking about her drink.
Maybe it is
and
water.
And that she's not really getting the airtime. So he was telling her, you need to take charge and take over and be a boss like you are. But she's kind of like trying to run the house, and Hillary doesn't really like it.
Yeah, well, she is. Certain aspects, whatever, because like when she has to tell two of the creators that they're not going to no longer be in the house, Hillary didn't want to do that. And if you're going to be the manager, if you're going to have that position, that's part of it. Mm-hmm. So I think she has to be willing to be able to step up, to the position that she wants. But in the same token, I think necessarily the vision that maybe she has and Carucci has maybe doesn't line up.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people don't like to be bossed around or be told what to do. So I think there's an element of that to it.
You said a word.
So I think that plays into it as well. So I wonder, what's going to happen with that, because I feel like sometime later on there's going to be a big clash. There was almost a clash too, actually because of the situation with her and Jazz.
Yes.
That's because Hillary was on this. I'm trying to be low key. I don't want everybody done this and this, so they need to be in our business and what have you. And Jazz was okay. Well, he seemed like he was okay with it, or whatever. But let's ask you that question there. What do you think about her initially wanting to have a relationship low key and not have everybody quote unquote in their business?
I think because of her financial status or where she comes from, she's kind of a little ashamed or whatever about, or not ashamed, that might not be the word, but she's trying to hide him because he's not at that level or status. And I think he's starting to feel that because he looked like, oh, okay, so, because I think he even talked to Will about it, like, I thought we was cool, I thought we was together, but your cousin basically tripping and don't want us to be out or whatever. She wants to keep them low key, and I don't think he was very happy with it, actually.
Yeah, but I think, but he decided to,
I guess,
to deal with it, I guess, or
he's kind of apprehensively dealing with it.
Right, or not trip about it.
Yeah.
But it looked like when Karuchi made the move, it kind of forced her to be like, no, we're together.
Wait a minute now.
We're in a relationship
You're doing
now.
too much, friend.
Right, so
yeah.
That made her force her to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see, what's going to happen down the road that, now that they're, official.
Yeah.
Speaking of official, it is official that the old Ashley from Fresh Prince is actually on this show. And I absolutely positively love that.
Yes.
And it's ironic that her role is tied to the current Ashley, and she's actually being a teacher for that. And I think we talked about this when we did our trailer reaction, but it already seems like they're delving more into Ashley and her character. We see that she's very socially conscious about a lot of things. You see that even in the book that Ashley, the teacher, is suggesting to. I gotta quit calling her. I gotta figure out her name.
Her name
in this, but she's suggesting to the actual Ashley for her to read. So what do you think about from them bringing Ashley from Fresh Prince, and what do you think about the current actual Ashley and getting more into her and her being socially aware?
That was a very nostalgic moment, and the fact that they put her with the current Ashley just says that they pay homage to the originators of the show.
Right.
And I love that. I think that she's gonna have a pivotal role. She's probably gonna be some type of role model to little Ashley, and that's dope. So
yeah, super dope. Speaking of somebody's trying to be super dope, that's Aunt Viv, and she is continuing to plot along in the arts. She wants to continue to build there. She has an opportunity to make moves, and she's having interviews. She's talking about what she wants, and she wants to have black artists in the forefront, because a lot of times when it becomes in that world, a lot of black artists are not in the front, are not the ones that's being seen. So she has a goal, she has things that she's trying to do. So what do you think about Aunt Via? Looks like she's actually taking steps and launching forward, because she kind of when it came to that last season, it seemed like she was kind of hesitant.
I think that's great. I feel sad that they're in California because they're not making space for her at this point right now. But I think she's going to end up breaking barriers and getting her art launched and doing what she wants to do, because she wants to not only bring out herself but pull up other up-and-coming black artists as well. And that is really cool.
Right, and it really depends, because we're not 100% sure, because towards the end of the episode it looks like when she had the interview that when they actually print it doesn't
changed her stuff.
Right, like the words that she was saying are the important things that she was trying to state.
They didn't
that
add
it was
in
not
her
that it
interview.
was not in there. So
she needs to interview with Ebony or something. She needs to go to Essence
maybe
and get her feet in there.
Yeah, make somebody that's gonna have her interest at hand.
Yeah.
And speaking of having interest at hand, Aunt Viv I feel like she has Will's best interest at hand, and she wants Philip to do the same, but Philip is being super. I don't want to describe it as apprehensive. Obviously he's absolutely being stubborn.
Oof.
Like he doesn't want to make the first move. He's pretty much like, Will's his own man. I can't force him, which I understand to a degree, because like you said, you ain't gonna go like you can't. Yeah, but he's an older kid, and sometimes you can't force them to to do certain things or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to, I guess, let Will make his own decisions, but maybe if he decides to do so, then have his arms open. But and that's another thing that's interesting too. It often seems like Vivian and Philip, they often have a different idea about how to approach things. So what do you think about that idea of them being different, for one, and two, and him kind of being stubborn when it came to asking Will to basically move back into the house.
Yeah, that's that pride. He's very prideful. We saw that in season 1 though. Once he gets his mind set on something, he just goes with that and he doesn't deviate like he did when he fired poor Jeffrey. But he also he wants to please his wife as well at the end of the day. So he's going to take her thoughts into consideration.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think sometimes it just takes some people a little bit more time than others,
Yeah.
and that was definitely the case here. He ends up talking to Will, and they end up squashing everything, and Will ends up moving back in the house. But the interesting thing is the idea of Jeffrey, because when Will was having the thoughts about everything, I think it was overall his conversation with Jeffrey that ended up making Will end up going to Ashley's party in the first place. Because Jeffrey is kind of being that lending ear to him, and he's the one that he felt comfortable opening up to. But when Philip had the opportunity to almost forgive him, because when Jeffrey and him talked, I think Jeffrey was being apologetic about how things happened, and saying that he really didn't want them
it to go the way they did,
and it kind of was taking it heart to heart because of his own personal situations. But when Philip was given that same situation, I don't know if y'all can hear that. Some car is peeling out, and I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, when Philip was given that same opportunity, he really didn't. He didn't take the time to kind of give him the olive branch. So what do you think about that? And again, it looks like Aunt Viv and Philip was disagreeing on that.
Yeah, he's a hard body. He is not a bender at all. And I don't understand what the real big deal is, because you probably would, I don't know, it wasn't that big of a deal if you ask me. And he did what was asked of him. It wasn't like, he just randomly did it.
Right.
So,
right.
He's being too hard on him.
Yeah, he overall is. So it's going to be interesting to see where this season goes. There's a lot of things that's going on. It looks like Will is going to be, because at the very end, looks like the scout / talent acquisition type person. Looks like he might be into Will, but just because of the money. Yeah. So he might be trying to use him. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. As far as Carlton's concerned, looks like Carlton might actually go down the same road that he did last season, and dealing with what's the word that he deals with?
Addiction.
Dealing with addiction, but it's because he uses that to deal with dealing with all
anxiety.
of that anxiety. Thank you. That's the word I was thinking.
Yeah.
Dealing with that anxiety and pushing him or going back down that road and trying to not be consumed with drugs. So hopefully we'll see how that's gonna go. We're gonna see what's gonna go on with Hillary and the idea of her being with Jazz and seeing what her family is gonna think. And I think that's one of the main things that was stopping her from overall taking that step. But she's officially made that step, and it's gonna be interesting to see if her family ends up causing them to break up.
Yeah.
And to see where exactly is Aunt Viv gonna go. She's gonna continue to go in her career, and that's basically with her and Philip. Both of them are
starting new paths.
Yeah, starting new paths. Or Philip is kind of going
back to old paths.
Going back to it, and to see where going down that road and going back into those careers, where exactly is that gonna lead them?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another interesting thing too that showed in the preview. It looks like Uncle Phil is gonna have like an ex come back in the past, and that might cause some issues or whatever. It might ruffle some feathers. And again, going back to Will, what's gonna be the deal with him and Lisa? Are they gonna get back together, or are they just gonna be friends? Because it looked like Will might have some different love interests.
Yeah, because he told her he loved her though.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah.
We gonna see. Because it look like he gonna have some other people that's gonna be entertaining his time.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to go ahead and do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button. We definitely appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it, and you can see more videos like this one. And if you want to do us another favor, you want to go ahead and hit that button that's shaped like a bell. If you want to go ahead and do that, you'll get a notification
every time we drop a new video.
And if you want to go and do us one more favor, you want to go ahead and comment down below. And what should they comment?
You think Will is going to thrive in this newfound situation, or is he going to crash? and burn.
All right. Is Will gonna thrive in this new situation? What do you mean by new situation?
I guess the basketball situation with the street ball
with the new guy.
Yeah,
okay,
new
so
guy.
is Will gonna thrive with the new scout?
Yes.
All right. We appreciate every single one of you, and I guess we'll holler at you.
Peace.